Greetings, Inquisitors. Welcome to the Holocron. This is the week 211 update for the Darth Loquitur account. I update this account's progress every week, go through all the character ships, mods, Datacrons, whatever I'm doing for the account so that y'all can follow along. Please remember, as we get started, hit that like button. It does help me, helps the channel. Subscribing, notification bell, comments in this comment section all help the channel, and I would appreciate anybody who's willing to do that kind of stuff. All right. So I normally do my account updates on Saturday. And when I went into the account for Saturday, I looked at characters, and I'm just saving materials for Bo-Katan Mandalor. So there really wasn't anything that I wanted to do with characters. When I went over to mods, well, I've been farming slicing materials to make sure that I can slice up any mods that I need to for the Bo-Katan Mandalor event, because I've heard that it's pretty difficult. So there really wasn't much to do in mods, just been farming slicing materials. Ships, nothing to do in ships. So that left me with an update for week 211, where it was literally just Datacron work. So at the end of the day, I decided that that wasn't enough for a full week of updates. So I did wait for the Bo-Katan Mandalor event. I got Bo-Katan, and we're going to talk through that after we go through Datacrons. So here I am working on Datacrons. I want some dark side Datacrons, of course. We need some more mercenary ones, some more unaligned force user stuff. But I also need some light side, just to get, decent light side abilities and some good light side stats for some of my light side teams that aren't necessarily mercenaries or unaligned force users. Unfortunately, that means that your level 6 here is always Old Republic. So we do have some Old Republic. We've got, of course, Jedi Knight Revenants and things like that, but not really a lot of Old Republic in my account. I think probably Jedi Knight Revan is the only really relevant one, because we don't have a lot of the other stuff finished out. So here I'm looking. Carthanasi, don't really have that character. Juhani, don't have that character. Mission, none of these characters are at Relic. So at this point, it's like, well, level 8 is as high as I should go on a light side Datacron, because all level 9 gets me is the ability to re-roll the stats. It doesn't necessarily get me any characters that I can use. So I may do that later if there's a particular one that I want to re-roll some stats on. But yeah, so just going through trying to get something here that'll work. Trying to get a good Datacron for Revan, something with a lot of protection on it, for example. Then I could use it with maybe a Jedi Knight Luke team or a Jedi Master Luke team. So just trying to figure things out. Dark side, here we get, we're looking for dark side, either the 15% or the turn meter gain is pretty good. This one says 2% health recovery. So we end up turning this one into a light side because the dark side effects aren't that great. Again, finally here, we finally get the Old Republic one that we've been looking for. Okay, so we finished that out to level 8. So now we've got some light side Datacrons that are level 8. We can go back to hunting for like good dark side stats. There we get a 15%. So we're happy with that one. Unaligned force users here. When an unaligned force user defeats an ally, they take a bonus, or an enemy, they take a bonus turn. That's not very good. This is the damage immunity one, so we take that. I'm a few pieces short, so I go ahead and just buy some out of the shop, and we open that up for a Terran Malicos Datacron. So we did get Malicos to relics, and now we have his Datacron. So that's nice. We can match up that Datacron with the character. Dark side 15% turn meter, we'll take that. Add some more stats to it. This is the big text version of the unaligned force user stuff. But we're out of materials to go any higher with that one, so that's one that we will continue to work on next round of Conquest. But for now, we're kind of out of the tier 3 materials that we need to keep advancing these. So this is the Mercenaries 400% offense. We like that, so we'll keep that. And again, we just can't develop it any further than that. So it'll have to stay at 6 for now. Dark side characters, 15% on a special. And that's going to conclude the Datacron work. Okay, going into the Bo-Katan Mandalor event. That opened up, and I just went in with my regular garbage mods. So I have the leadership Zeta on Keller and Beck here, but not very good mods. And I just want to see, like, how bad is it at Relic 7? Maybe we can get lucky and just punch right through here, but that's certainly not the case. So we lose there, lose again, and I end up going out and putting Sir Junda mods onto him. Now, Sir Junda mods that I have on my character are a lot of health, and at first I thought, well, Kelvin Beck has some recovery mechanics, so health might be good. I think protection's better, but let's see if health gets us there. So just to try it out, defense mod set with health with Sir Junda mods. So we come in, and I see right away that we've only got 13 stacks of his Jedi bravery, so I figured this probably isn't going to work, but I wanted to try it. Again, I know that people have said that taking your Keller and Beck to Relic 8 is kind of makes this event doable. Doing it at 7 is rough. But okay, I really don't want to spend Relic 8 on this character. So I go in again, remod. Here we put on we got the Zeta now for we got a second Zeta. Can't remember, Jedi training or whatever it is. So now we're getting closer. But folks, I don't want to show you all the footage. I was literally on this event for 2 hours trying to get Keller and Beck to stay alive. And I went all protection and tried a bunch of different things. And I kept getting close, right? I feel like right down here to the end, I'm killing a character. I just can't quite finish it out. So that's going on over and over and over again. I'm trying a crit damage triangle here, and I tried a defense triangle. I tried protection triangle. None of it worked. So here I go back to the protection triangle, and I try to see if we could get a little more speed on it or something, and we don't. So this is just all protection stats, arrow, triangle, and cross. Again, Relic 7, 2 Zetas, Omicron, but the Omicron's not helping, of course, because that's a territory wars thing. And we lose. But then just in the spirit of trying again and again until you succeed, without any changes to the mods, we go in again, and we try. This is probably the 30th run that I've done here. I'm not kidding. It was ridiculous how many runs I did. And here it doesn't look that great, but we got this interesting sequence where we killed 5s with a series of crits, and it went pretty quickly. So this one, we got some lucky crits on 5s. We got some lucky crits on our counterattacks against these other clones after we got 5s killed. Of course, he's not called 5s. He's called the clone veteran or whatever in this. But we got it done. So I finally succeeded. And yeah, so phew, phase 1 done. And that's not even considered the hard phase, right? So, okay. We're going into Paz, and I just take the mods off of Jedi Master Luke, and I just put those on Paz. A speed set, a defense set, 304 speed. Gets us going ahead of these guys, and of course, watching other people's guides, getting over 300 speed on this helps. So we get over 300 speed, we put them on fire, and we just cycle through our cooldowns, burn them again, and yeah, it's going pretty well, pretty easily. And we got a moment here where it's pretty clear that we're done. We're going to win. One try, no problems. JML mods, done, victory. So okay, that wasn't too bad. Now phase 3, This is the one that I've heard is the hardest phase. So when I'm modding my characters, I just go in here and I say, okay, Jedi Master Luke worked over there, and he's got a lot of what we would want here. So let's just go for survivability. Let's put this Zeta on yes, yes, yes. You know, it's a team we're going to want. It's a character we're going to want. So just go with it. And then I take Bane mods. And I decide that if I want durability on my Beskar Mando, I think like maybe one of the most durable sets I have in the entire account is this set that I've got on Darth Bane. All health stats, health sets, a bunch of defense substats throughout the kit. So I put that on Beskar Mando and make him as tanky as possible. Again, I've heard that's the way to go. So then we just start in here, and the idea is you have to wait 5 rounds to use this key to unlock the portal to the next set of enemies. So here I'm just using all my special abilities, like whenever a buff might wear off, I'm using my special abilities to make sure that we stay buffed. Keep buffs on both characters at all times. They have a bunch of bonus damage if your characters aren't buffed. So here I'm looking, relooking, making sure I've got a little 5 next to the gear. So it's after turn 5, I'm available, I can lower the gate. But man, I'm just like, I'm looking at it for a long time trying to make sure there's not something I'm misunderstanding. I lower the gate, I finish this guy off, go into the next set of enemies. And yeah, same thing, just switching back and forth, doing the special skills, doing the whistling birds when I've got a good sequence where the buffs are going to stay around for a couple turns. And then I go back to trading buffs, and then we can go back to whistling birds, and then whistling birds, and then go back to trading buffs, and that's it. We're on to the second phase, and it's the exact same thing all over again from the start. You just got to make sure that you've got some cooldowns available to you when you go into the second phase. You don't want to be caught with no cooldowns. And I came close to my Beskar Mando dying there. It did get down to the red on that one sequence. But other than that, wasn't even close. And one shot. One shot and we're through. Bane mods on Beskar. JML mods on IG-12. Relic 7. Okay. Moving on to the last battle. I've heard that you're supposed to remod these guys for the last battle, put a lot of potency on them, work your debuffs. But I said, you know what? If those mods worked in the spirit of efficiency, let's just give this a shot, go to the last event, and get a feeling for what the event is like before I start going messing around with mods. So here I'm looking at my different options, and I say, okay, fine, we'll just use the normal stuff, right? Going to Whistling Birds right away. We'll use the Armor Shred here on Bo-Katan, try to get an Armor Shred onto Dark Trooper Moff Gideon. And we're all the way through his protection, and we got a decent chunk of damage on him there. Looks pretty good. Got healing immunity on him. And then he does a skill here that just says, okay, all of the buffs are gone, including the Armor Shred. And he's just back to being good. Heals back up to full, and we're kind of starting over on it. Again, we're just kind of trading around the buffs. We're keeping IG-12 and Mando alive, and I'm just kind of letting Bo-Katan do her thing. And it's working out, so we're staying alive. And second set of Whistling Birds takes him out. And that's it. So also, one shot and done on the fourth phase. So the first phase took me a year and a half, and then the second phase, third and fourth, we just went through in one go. Here I'm putting on the leadership Way of the Mandalor, Zeta, and Omega, or Omicron, I mean. So we'll get that skill done, and then I'm out of Zetas and out of Omicrons both. So we can't put any more on her yet. Here I am trying to put an offense set on, and I just can't find the mods to even put an offense set on her. So I end up with this kind of crit chance, potency, and defense sets. 261 speed, but again, she's not relic yet. So the problem is that the offense mods that I would want to put on the character are on other characters that I'm not willing to take them off of. So I can't like make Jedi Knight Luke worse because he's part of critical teams that I play in Grand Arena. I can't make Jedi Knight Cal Kestis worse because he's part of what we have to do for territory battles. I can't make Queen Amidala or her team weaker or any of it because they're in the raid. So character by character, all of the stuff I've got with offense mods, I really can't take good offense mods off of anywhere. So I'm stuck. And the same thing with IG-12, Paz Vizsla, and Beskar Mando himself. We're going to have to do not our S tier mods, not our A tier mods, but kind of like B and C tier mods on these characters because I just can't find any other characters that I'm willing to give mods up on. So with Paz, we end up with this set that's got like some potency on it and some defense sets, just filling in the slots. The Mandalorian, we try for an offense set, but all we've got left here is offense mods with no speed. So we can get all the offense, we can get 99, so we almost got into 10,000 offense, but no speed. So it's like 8 and 9 speed mods. And then just to see what the team runs like, I said, okay, fine, we're just going to take her in. Again, she's not relic yet. She's gear 12 plus a couple pieces. So we take this into the highest level of this Iden Versio team that we've got in Galactic Challenge. See what happens here. And just start kind of mindlessly picking the best skill that's available for each character when it's up. Targeting Moff Gideon first. And then here we've got the Whistling Birds. And the Whistling Birds came up at the exact same time as that execute ability. So I had to use the Whistling Birds. I had no option to use the execute ability. And the enemy team got to use it, and they killed Paz with it. So that's weird. I didn't know that could happen. But hey, if you can't make use of the insta-kill, I guess the enemy does. But there you go. So Beskar Mando, or Beskar Bo-Katan, even with not relic and mediocre mods, was able to take out that Galactic Challenge. Of course, that wasn't one of the hardest Galactic Challenges we've seen. That was pretty easy Galactic Challenge, all things considered. But still, made the team look pretty good, so I'll take it. All right, let's take a look at the account stats for the week then. Week 211, 10.32 million galactic power. We added 40K this week. 192 relics, 170 zetas, 35 omicrons. The mod Q score actually went up, I think. Yeah, it went up to 1066. Yeah, so it's 583 and 1066. I didn't update it here. But we did go up a little bit on the mod Q score, and we went up to 148 mods at 20 to 24 and 66 mods at 25 plus speed. We got 4 additional mods and 1 additional 25 speed mod during the course of my remodding for that event over and over again, trying to make better mods. So we did improve some mods, and that's what I was farming all the slicing materials for. The video got too long for me to go through all the detail on all the slicing, but there we go. So fun stuff. Next week, the plan is just to continue to farm that Night Trooper, Dark Trooper, Enoch, all the stuff that we can farm. Fleet Energy, we're just farming materials. Signal data, we're farming. I'm going to go to a routine of farming signal data 5 days a week and STAP 2 days a week. I've been on that STAP for a while now, and I've just gotten so little progress on his stars. He's not even 5 stars yet, and we've still got the 85 and 100 tier to go. And I want to be able to get Ahsoka as soon as I can. So I've got to start working on those Galactic Legend requirements now. So I'll back off on STAP. I'll try to farm him 2 days a week. Or maybe the other idea that I have that I might try is I might try farming STAP with, like when I do my first energy or first energy in the morning. I get my free cantina energy for the day, and I usually have like 120 energy or something like that, from overnight, and then getting the free energy in the morning. So what I'm thinking is maybe just in the morning I'll farm STAP, and then when I do my refreshes, I usually do my refreshes in the evening. I'll farm all signal data in the evening, and then I'll just farm STAP once a day that way. So I might try that, see if that works, how that works out. Mods, we're going to go back to 4 days a week slicing materials, 3 days a week on mods, farm up tons of offense mods, and try to get these characters with the right kinds of mods on them. Offense and defense sets for me. Refresh strategy still the same, 3 on everything, and a fourth one to help boost that Cairo. 2024 planning. Bo-Katan Mandalor is in the account, so we can put her in green at the top of the list, and then it's just GL Ahsoka, new characters. I'm probably going to take the planning off of here because it's not really serving a purpose anymore now that my account's gotten to the point that it has. Relic priority order, I just put STAP in red. Bo-Katan Mandalor will be the next relic. We'll get her next week. And then we'll just work on Galactic Legend Ahsoka stuff, and we'll just put STAP out somewhere in the future. I can't justify losing like 2 or 3 weeks worth of signal data progress toward the Ahsoka journey. So yeah, we're going to drop STAP in priority. Maybe just have to wait till he's double drops to farm. That'll be coming up not too long from now anyway, so maybe that's the right thing. So to recap the Bo-Katan Mandalor. The first phase. I struggled for 2 hours on this with R7 Beck. I did need the Zeta on Jedi Bravery, the Zeta on his leadership, and the Jedi Bravery was really needed to get his damage up high enough to get through 5s quicker. I put gas mods on him in the end. I did try gas mods just straight up with all protection. It didn't work. I switched out the arrow to crit avoid. That didn't help. I tried crit damage on the triangle just to see if I could maybe get some boosted damage, get some lucky crits, and get through it that way. That didn't work. And in the end, I went back to that protection main stats on everything with the gas mods. And that is what, in the end, got me the win. So it was possible with Relic 7. I really didn't want to go Relic 8 or Relic 9. I really have to save my materials to Relic 8 and Relic 9, all of the Ahsoka Tano stuff. I also recently put Relic 9 on my Darth Bane, so I got to be careful with my materials now. So I kept him at R7. It did work. I've seen videos of this with Keller and Beck at Relic 8 or even Relic 9. And already at Relic 8, it looks easy. So just going from Relic 7 to Relic 8 is enough of a damage boost. His counterattacks, just if they do a little bit more damage, you get through it just fine. And of course, Relic 9, then it's a cakewalk. Relic 9 gets you a bunch more stacks of the lessons. So again, if you don't want to spend that much time on it at Relic 7, you can upgrade Keller and Beck's Relic level. But it is possible to do with Relic 7. And maybe some other people have done it with Relic 7 in a lot shorter time period. Maybe I was just getting unlucky a lot. But yeah, I did get through it with Relic 7 only. And then, again, for Phase 2, I put the JML mods on Paz, got him over 300 speed, did it in one shot. We put the Bane mods on Beskar Mando. The JML mods switched over to IG-12 and did one-shots for Phase 3 and Phase 4. And then in remodding after the event, boy, just out of good mods. Have to use the B-tier mods for now. The Datacron results in the first round of Conquest. I got 3 of them to level 9, 3 to level 8. Again, the light side ones, I didn't really see much value in putting them all the way to 9. Level 6, I got 4 of them. There's only 1 at level 5, 2 at level 4, and then 3 at level 3. So let's say a total of 10, 6 or higher for GAC. So I think that's not bad. I did re-roll that Shin Hati Datacron into a Dengar-cron. I did want Dengar for... I want to try Dengar in the Jabba team with that Datacron. So I did re-roll that Shin into Dengar. So that gives me the Shin Kron. It gives me an Aura Synchron, which it's really not that great, but okay, it might be interesting in some different scenarios. We got the Malicos Datacron. Although it did roll a lot of protection, I re-rolled one of the stat levels and got some health instead of protection, but it's got a lot of protection on it, which I don't think is the greatest stat for the UFU team. Not bad, but I do wish it would have been, crit damage or something like that. I think it's a decent result for the first round of Datacrons, although when I look at that, I still feel like, with only 3 level 9s, I still feel like I'm behind other players at the Kyber level of Grand Arena. This was done with the 50 cost refreshes in Conquest. I did enough sims on Zone 1 to get those empty Datacrons. And then for Zone 3, I spent almost all of my time farming Zone 3. And I did make more of the purchases for the reroll materials and the Datacron building materials. I purchased those from the shop with Shard Shop currency. So that's my gimmick right now. Mostly Zone 3, a little bit of Zone 4, a little bit of Zone 1. And I'm probably going to have to do more of a balance between Zone 3 and 4 because I did run out of the level 3 materials for the higher level relics. But yeah, purchasing the reroll materials and the credits out of the shop has allowed me to do, I don't know, I think okay. Let's call it okay, middle of the pack. That's going to wrap it up for the week 211 update for the Darth Loquitur account. Thanks for hanging out. If you made it all the way to the end, I really appreciate you. The Bo-Katan Mandalor event was an interesting challenge. I stayed engaged with it. A lot of these events, if it's going to take me hours and hours to get through, I just kind of, put on the Relic 8 and just get it over with. But in this case, I really felt like I wanted to save those Relic 8 materials for a different Ahsoka character. So I kind of kept me wanting to stick with it to the end. So I did get that done, and that was fun. It was overall, I don't think the event was like C-3PO levels of, banging your head off the table. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for the week 211 update. Thank you all for watching. Please remember to hit that like button on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Subscribe to my channel to see more of my stuff in the future. Notification bell tells you when I'm doing my live streams. I do 4 a week. I do GAC at 6:30 on Wednesdays and Sundays. I do GAC at 11 o'clock a.m. on Saturday. And then I do a Monday night stream at about 6 p.m. Central Time US, where I do my Lex Talionis account update and just hang out and chat with people that show up. So hope to see you at some of those events. Thank you all for watching. See you in the next Holocron.